the best fragrances for the modern man. There are a lot of fragrances out there, but I've kind of compiled a few that are, at least I think, some of the best modern options. They really stand out, they're unique. And as always, all the fragrances that I mentioned will be available in the Amazon associate links down in the description below. I'm going to start with, I have to get the most obvious one out of the way, which is Creed Aventus. Creed Aventus, I mean, you can't go wrong with this one. This is kind of the staple of modern men's fragrances today. It's masculine, it's fresh, it's confident, it's sophisticated, you know, it's all the good buzzwords. And it's the only thing that's lacking is longevity. Longevity is moderate. I think for the price it should be much stronger than it is, but besides that downside, overall it's extremely good. I mean, it's very popular. It's popular for a reason. It kind of exudes a certain luxury, a certain elegance. When you wear this, you know, you can feel how luxurious it is. And again, it's refreshing as well. It's really good for, well, most of the year you could wear this, but especially good in some of the warmer months. Or, you know, wearing this with a suit, wearing this in the evening to dinner, you know, it's definitely one of those, to make a statement, one of those more special occasion type of fragrances. Some people prefer some of the kind of alternative Aventus versions, like Absolute Aventus and things like that, but you really can't go wrong with the original Aventus. The other downside is the fact that it's very, very expensive, but again, you do get what you pay for, especially, you know, with Creed fragrances, so once again, you can't go too wrong with this. But maybe Creed is not your style, then I would say another one that I think is really, really nice. This is Monera Red Tobacco. Okay, first of all, to enjoy this, you really have to like tobacco and you really have to like vanilla, because those are the two strongest things that you're going to get out of this. This is a unisex fragrance, but it's a very unique unisex fragrance. The tobacco that you get is very warm, very smoky, obviously, but then paired with the vanilla, which is actually kind of sweet, you get this really great push and pull of these two opposing notes. And that just creates an extremely strong mixture. This is one of the strongest tobacco fragrances I've come across so far, paired with, you know, like Tom Ford tobacco oud, you know, that sort of thing. But in terms of a kind of sweet tobacco, this is one of the strongest. It's definitely a minimum 7-hour fragrance. It's more like an 8 to 9 hour fragrance. It really sticks around. And again, it is unisex. Some people say it's more feminine, some people say it's more masculine, so it kind of depends on the person and how you perceive it, but it's very versatile, it's fun to wear, it's attractive, it's long-lasting, you know. There's not too many bad things I could say about this. And again, it's very unique. So if you are trying to find a fragrance that allows you to stand out from the crowd, it's less mainstream, this is one of the best options, especially if you're specifically going for a modern tobacco sort of fragrance. But maybe this is too sweet for you. That's one of the main complaints, especially from men. It's a little bit sweet. So if you're not into that, then I would say another good option is from Amage here, Opus 15 King Blue. This is one of my more recently discovered favorites. This is also unisex, but it's pretty on the more masculine side. This is primarily an oud resin sort of fragrance. You're getting, well, the oud itself is probably the strongest note out of the entire fragrance. So if you like oud, then you're probably gonna like this. Then it has some fragrances, frankincense, plus some amber, and then some other wood notes like sandalwood, but really you're getting the oud. So this is very modern. It actually just came out last year, so you can't get too much more modern than that. Super long lasting, super musky, super woodsy. Really overall just a rugged type of fragrance. So if you're going for that rugged feel while still maintaining a certain sophistication and luxury, this is one of your best options. And again, very long lasting just because it's so full of those really heavy, intense notes. It can last up to 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours on most people. So you won't have to reapply it, you know. It'll last all day, all evening. You won't have any problems with it, but again, you do really have to like oud. Some people are kind of iffy about oud just because it's so musky and so strong. But if you do like that particular note, then there's really no reason why you shouldn't enjoy this. Then, another one. If you're looking for something a little bit on the lighter side, maybe, you know, not quite as intense as oud, then I would say the Retto Super Cedar is a great option. This is, I mean, in the name, cedar, that's the main note you're going to get. There's some other wood notes as well that it has, but primarily you're going to get something that's on the more subtle side. I wouldn't say this is a purely more intimate fragrance, but still more subtle than your average fragrance. That's ideal if you're looking for just a more natural type of smell. I've reviewed this before, and I stand by my words that this is kind of like a lumberjack type of smell, like as if you've been out in the woods chopping trees all day. You come back in the house, you kind of have that woodsy smell, but it's a faint woodsy smell. That's pretty much the closest you're going to get with this. So masculine, but natural, you know, subtle, that sort of thing. So if you're looking for that type of fragrance, you know, you're not going for the huge projection, the huge longevity, just a more natural scent, this is one of the best options. It's also a very natural, like authentically natural smelling scent, because sometimes, you know, you get into some of those more synthetic notes, but this really smells authentically woodsy, as if you've been out in the forest. So again, a really good option, especially if you enjoy cedar. Last one that I have is another one from Amage Reflection Man. This is best for those who enjoy iris and woodsy notes, because that's the main thing that this is all about. It has orris root, which is derived from the iris plant, you know, and they pretty much smell very similar. So you have that kind of powdery iris mixed with some more rugged woodsy notes and other more masculine notes in there. But this is really nice, again, if you're going for more of the subtle side of things. It's not super in your face or anything. Really nice for casual outings or evenings. It's very versatile, so you really wouldn't come across too many issues when wearing this. It's not super strong, but it does stick around. It's about a 6 to 7 hour fragrance, and projection's moderate, but it is pretty good for this type of lighter type of fragrance. But that is pretty much all I have to say here about the best kind of fragrances for the modern man. But hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, of course, you could always leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos like this throughout the week, so don't miss those.